Alright, so in this next video, we're going to talk about the last chapter of the Fellowship of the Ring and of Book 2, Chapter 10, The Breaking of the Fellowship. Now, in this chapter, of course, they have finally come to Amon Hen. They came there at the end of the last chapter and rested for the night. As you know, of course, in the movies, it all happens at one time, like during the day. But here, no, they rest for the night before they move on. Because the next day they have to figure out what their next move is, really. Obviously, Gandalf, they're not sure what exactly his plans were at this point, but Aragorn is now the leader. And so Frodo, of course, goes off alone to go think about it. And Boromir secretly follows him and has a little bit of conversation with Frodo and tries to convince Frodo to go to Gondor. And of course, Boromir, because of the ring, he tries to take it from Frodo. Frodo puts it on and escapes, and then Boromir's like, oh crap, what did I do? And then, so Frodo goes to the seat of hearing, this big stone seat that they had made in Gondor. On the opposite of the river, there's the seat of hearing. So he goes up there and with the ring on, like I said, and he sees some things. Obviously, in the movie, he just sees Sauron's eye, but he sees more than that in this book. If I can find it here. Let's see. It tells you what he sees. It says, but everywhere he looked, he saw the signs of war. The misty mountains were crawling like anthills. Orcs were issuing out of 1,000 holes. Under the boughs of Mirkwood, there was deadly strife of elves and men and fell beasts. The land of the Beornings was aflame. A cloud was over Moria. Smoke rose on the borders of Lorien. Horsemen were galloping on the grass of Rohan. Wolves pulled from Isengard. From the havens of Harad, ships of war put out to sea, and out of the east men were moving endlessly. Swordsmen, spearmen, bowmen upon horses, chariots of chieftains, and laden wains. All the power of the Dark Lord was in motion. Then turning south again, he beheld Minas Tirith. And of course he sees the sea and Sauron's eye in the Dark Tower. Not on top of the Dark Tower, but in the Dark Tower. And yes, Sauron does have a body. We don't get that in the Lord of the Rings movies, except for in the prologue, and they make it sound like, oh, he's just a giant eye or whatever. No. Eye is symbolic for both eyes. Sauron's gaze, he can see very far away. Plus, he's got a Palantir with him, so he can see things going off in other places and knows what's going on. And I do believe at the same time, the thing about horses galloping on the plains of Rohan, that is, of course, the first battle of the Fords of Isen, in which Theoden's son Theodred was killed. That's all happening at this point. But anyway, Frodo, heard himself crying out, "Never, never," or was it, "Verily, I come to you," he could not tell. Then as a flash from some other point of power, there came to his mind another thought. Take it off. Take it off. Fool, take it off. Take off the ring. Which he does, and this is, as Gandalf will explain later, this is him and Sauron. Sauron is telling Frodo, hey, come, and Frodo's like, no, and Gandalf's telling Frodo, hey, get out of here. Obviously, Gandalf's not there with Frodo. Gandalf being a wizard, obviously. We do see a little bit of his magic working here, or what you would so call magic. Excuse me. But anyway, Frodo leaves, goes for the boats, and then, obviously the Fellowship goes in different directions trying to search for him when they find out what Boromir has done. He doesn't tell them that he took the ring from Frodo, but he does say that, hey, I met with Frodo, I got angry, and he fled. And Sam, Aragorn runs past Sam and says, hey, Sam, try to keep up, follow me, whatever, let's not all, Aragorn's trying to keep everybody together, and they all just want to go off on different directions. And Sam figures out, you know what? I bet I know where Frodo's going. He's going to the boats, because he's going to go off to Mordor alone without me, which he shouldn't do. And as you know, he catches up with Frodo, almost drowns, but Frodo saves him. And so it is that they go off alone together to Mordor. Now, in some editions of these books, in the 3-volume editions, it'll say, here ends the first part of the history of the War of the Ring, and then we'll tell you what happens in the next 2 books. Briefly. But yes, obviously there is, as you will notice, one thing missing from this chapter, and we will get to that in the next video when we go into the Two Towers.